So in your Java program, if you mentioned any of your default any of your parameterized constructor you are calling or you are mentioned, that parameter constructor mandatorily you have to define. The JVM is not going to define. So if you written any of the parameterized constructor in your class, you have to mandatorily write your default constructor also. Your JVM is not going to take care of that. You have to write. If you are not writing any parameterized constructor, you no need to declare your default constructor explicitly. The JVM will take care. Okay.
Mhm.
And what is your rule number 2 is here. Yeah, mandatorily you have to mention both the constructors that you have declared by your own. If you have a default, if you have a parameterized constructor, and okay, I wanted to print t2 dot. So what I will do now, I will do, I will try to print t2 dot a and t2 dot b. Okay.
Mhm.
So what values I will get? 10, 20 I will get, right?
Mhm.
T2 dot a, t2 dot b I will print it. Okay. T2 dot b I will print it. So now you will get to know the difference, Pavan. What is the difference between your default constructor and your parameterized constructor? You will get to know the difference. If you see here, Control C, I will create one more default constructor. One more object I will create. T3 equals to
Mhm.
new of space 10 comma 20. Instead of 10 20, what I will provide? Some 15 and 25 I will provide.
Mhm.
Okay, 25 I will provide. So I will print the T3 dot A and T3 dot B. Okay. So what values I will get? Can you guess, Pavan?
T3 dot A, T3 dot the
Yeah.
15 to 15, 25.
Yeah. So whenever you assign some values by using your default constructor, the values will be common to all your objects, right? The values will be common to all your objects. The diagram will be looking like this. Space. Space is your class. T1 is your by using the default constructor you assigned created the values here. T1 equal T1, T2, T3. All the objects are consisting A and B data members inside your object. And what are the default? What are the values belongs to A comma B here? All the data members is having same values. But coming to
Mhm.
your default, coming to your parameterized constructor, what is the difference here is you can call your parameterized constructor every time with different values you can call them.
Mhm.
And every time you can assign the values to your object, different values you can assign.
Mhm.
Okay, here I am assigning 10 20 values to my to the to by using the parameter constructor I have created this object. Here I am assigning 10 comma 20 values I am assigning. Here I am assigning 15 comma 25. Here once again I am creating one more object T3. Here I am passing the values are different. One more time I will create
Yeah.
one more object I will create. One more time I will change my values. So you can pass
Yeah.
different values. So if you trying to refer this diagram, if you trying to refer this diagram, T2 is consisting 10 comma 20 and T3 is consisting of 15 comma 25. Okay, for default for a parameterized constructor. What I am trying to say
Mhm.
is I will execute my program and I will showcase the result to you. So see here how it is executing logic you will see here. Okay, for the first time I am from the test default constructor. So I have created
Mhm.
T1 object, right? If you see here the execution, I have created T1 object, but I didn't call any of its values. So it will go to this default constructor and it will execute this particular line. It will print on the console.
Mhm.
And these values I am not printing on the console. That is the reason it is not displaying. Okay. The next line what I have is I have created one object, T2 object with respect to default parameterized constructor I am using here, and this operation will perform whatever the values you assign to this the constructor, that values will be automatically assigned to A and B, and this operation will perform, and this output will get to see. You are going to see on the console. So if you see
Mhm.
C equal to 30, it is printed, and you are trying to print a T2 dot A, T2 dot B afterwards, right?
Mhm.
So if you see here, after this line, you are trying to print that values. T2 dot A comma T2 dot B you are printing. So what values you are getting here? The values you are getting on the console is T2 dot A equal to 10, T2 dot B equal to 20. Okay. Here whatever you passed it from the parameterized constructor, that values you are getting here. And again, once again, I am creating the object by using the different values I am creating 15 comma 25. If you see on the console, it is performing the plus operation 15 plus 25. You have seen the output 40. And when I am trying to print the values T3 dot 5, T3 dot E equal to 15, T3 dot B equal to 25. So that's how whenever you are calling with different values, it will print the different values. The data members are holding a different value. So that is the main difference between your default constructor and parameterized constructor. Okay.
Okay.
So the basic and important points are, whenever you are using default parameterized constructor in your programming, you have to externally declare your parameterized constructor as well as default constructor. This is mandatory. Otherwise, it will
Mhm.
showcase errors. Okay.
Mhm.
So the main purpose of your parameterized constructor is you can assign different values at different point of time, and you can store into multiple objects, and multiple times you
Mhm.
can modify the values. Different objects are holding different values. If you see here, T2 is holding the values 10, 20, and T3 is holding the values 15 and 25. Right?
Okay.
So this is the advantage of your parameterized constructor. And your difference between your default constructor and parameterized constructor is, default constructor won't to take any of the parameters. Your parameterized constructor will take the parameters. So this is the main
Mhm.
difference. And whenever you create a object by using the default constructor, if you are not writing any of the parameter constructor in your program, by default Java will create the default constructor.
Mhm.
Okay, and the default values will be assigned to that particular data members of your class.
Mhm.
So these are all the rules and regulations about your constructors in Java. If any of the points we listed, you will see it. The purpose of every constructor in Java is to initialize your objects. What is the purpose? To initialize your objects, assigning some values to your objects and data members in
Mhm.
your class. So that is the main purpose. There is one more concept regarding this constructor is overloaded constructor is there. Overloaded constructor is also there for one more concept.
Mhm.
So what is the overloaded constructor here? The overloaded constructor is looking like this one. You see here, I will create one more object here. Simply. Object T4 I am creating. Okay, T4 I am creating here. T4 is space T4 equal to new of space. I will just pass in only. So what I am trying to do, I am trying to assign one value here. A equal to I am assigning, and I am trying to print a value. Okay. So what my constructor is doing, it is assigning one value. Okay, Pavan. With respect to
Mm-hmm.
T4, for suppose I am giving the value as 1000 here.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to print T4 dot UI. Okay. Okay, Pavan. I am trying to print T4 dot A on the console. I have created one parameterized constructor, one more parameterized constructor, T4 new of space. It is taking only single value. These are taking two values. These are taking single value. This concept is nothing but constructor overloading, overloaded constructor. This space is
Okay.
known as your overloaded constructor.
Mm-hmm.
This is your default constructor, and this is nothing but you are already having space with two parameters and space with single parameter. So
Okay.
the order of the parameters, number of parameters, type of parameters are going to change. The method, sorry, the constructor signature is same. The signature is going to vary here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is nothing but your method. Sorry, not method. It is nothing but constructor overloading, overloaded constructor. Okay, with the same name, you have one more constructor here, one more parameter constructor. So that is the reason this constructor is known as space constructor is known as overloaded constructor.
Mm-hmm.
Constructor overloading is nothing but you can pass any number of parameters. You can create one more constructor with the same with the different number of parameters and different type of values you can pass to your you can pass to your constructor. That is
Okay.
nothing but constructor overloading. Okay. At least one thing must be different, Pavan. So number
Mm-hmm.
of parameters or order of the parameters or type of parameters. At least one thing must be different to create your overloaded constructor.
Okay.
Like this you have can create like this you can create. So if you wanted to create, take notepad here. So you can go to here. How we can create in this space 10, 20 is your first constructor. First one, first parameter is one. Uh, Second one what you can take 10.5 left and 20.5 left. This is your T2. So the type of parameters changed here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Float values you are sending. One more T3 constructor you can create like this. Some T3 you can create something like 1000 or 100 you are passing. You can do something like whatever the name you want to give, you can give. Here if you observe these three statements here, these are taking some two values which are integer type. These are taking some two values which are float type. So here the
Yeah.
data types is changing. Data types, type of data you are passing it is changing. Here the number of parameters it is changing. So the space constructor is known as overloaded constructor. Why? Because it is having three different type of constructors we created, three different parameters the constructor you have created. One you are passing integer values, one you are passing float values, and one you are passing single value.
Mm-hmm.
You can also pass some four values, some five values like that. One more constructor you can create. You can pass some five values or something like three values. You can also pass something like 200, 300. So here the number of parameters changed here. You see this one and this one, number of parameters are different. So at least one thing should be different here. So this place constructor is known as overloaded constructor. Okay. So this is how you are going to create your overloaded constructor. This is what we have here. Overloaded constructor. So we have already seen the example program here. The example program is there. So we have already seen the program here, right, Pawan?
Mm-hmm.
So this is all about your default constructor, parameterized constructor, and overloaded constructors here. Um, Object parameterized constructor. One more concept is this. Okay, you can send an object as a parameter to your constructor. That is nothing but object parameterized constructor. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can send some object. Means sending an object means like this you can send it. So I will create one object here. That is nothing but my T3, T4 here. Okay, this is T4, T5. Okay, T5 equal to new of space. If I send like this, T1 means I am sending T1 object as a parameter to my
Mm-hmm.
space constructor. So this is a one class object I am passing as a parameter to one constructor. This is nothing but object parameterized constructor. Okay, did you got the difference for one?
Yeah, object parameterization. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you can also pass an object as a parameter to your constructor. That is nothing but object parameterized constructor. So why you are going for object as a parameter? So I have a business requirement. What is my business requirement is I wanted to copy this particular object is there. This particular object data I want to copy into one more object. So at that point of time, what I can do, I can pass this complete object as a parameter to one more class object which I am trying to create. For this object, I am trying to pass as from the constructor. I am trying to pass as a parameter, so that the data in whatever the data inside your T1 object is there, that data automatically copies into your T5 object. So I wanted to create
Mm-hmm.
some duplicate object with the same data which is available inside your T1.
Mm-hmm.
So for that purpose, I am creating object parameterized constructor. Okay, I am trying to copy this data, whatever available inside the T1 object carrying the data. That data I want to copy into my new object. So that is the reason I am creating here object parameterized constructor. The purpose of object parameterized constructor is to copy the content of source object into the destination object, wherever both the objects are belongs to same type. Okay. So both the objects
Okay.
that belongs to same type means both are belongs to same class. I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
Then only it is possible. Otherwise, it's not possible. Okay.
Okay.
If I write like this, what will happen? If I try to print t5 dot a means it will get what values you will get. We will see on the console. Okay. T4 is over here. T5 we will take. T5 equal to like this. I am trying to take. I am trying to print. Sorry. T1 is not having any values, right? T2 we will paste T2 here. T2. We will space T2. Okay. It is asking that change the space into space of space. Okay. So we need to create a constructor also for.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, you have to create a constructor also, space T2. Okay.
Mhm.
So then you are able to write. So whatever the code I will written inside, that will perform that. Okay. So what I will try to do here is, I will take something like space, some bits I will take. What I will try to do, a equal to my data members, I am assigning the value a equal to x dot a. Why I am giving x dot a? Did you remember, Pavan? So
X dot A, like, yeah,
yeah,
space
what I am trying to do is,
constructor.
I am trying to give the values to the data members by using the object. Which type of object I am using with respect to that type of object, the what values I am trying to copy that values. That is the reason x dot a I am calling, and b equal to x dot b. Okay, this is how you are calling, and you are passing the values. And whenever you try to print these values, you will get to know the difference.
Mhm.
I will print values, both the values I will print it. So t5 dot a, I will print t5 dot a and t5 dot b. Okay, fine. T5 dot b I am trying to print here. So what values I will get? Whatever the values available inside T2, this T2 values I will get. T2 I am what I am passing here. What I am passing 10, 20 I am passing, right, Pawan?
Mhm.
So I will get T5 also, 10, 20 I will get. You see here. Okay. So this
Mhm.
T2 values 10 and 20. T5 values also same. I copied this data to this data to this data. This is nothing but my object parameter constructor. I am passing as a object as a parameter to my constructor. It is nothing but object parameter as a constructor. Why I am passing? I wanted to copy the same data which is available inside this object. I wanted to copy the same data to this object. So both the objects
Mhm.
are belongs to my same class. That is the reason I am copying this object data to this object. For that purpose, I am using object parameter as a constructor. You can also pass T2, you passed it, right? You can also pass
Mhm.
T3 also, no issues. You pass
Okay.
T3, what happens? The 20, 15 and 25 values will be assigned to your A and B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever the concept we discussed today, we have seen everything as programmatically here. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, Pavan. First we have seen one default constructor. Second we have seen parameterized constructor, and afterwards we have seen constructor overloading, and afterwards we have seen object parameterized constructor. And all the example we have seen, and we have printed all the output also on the console. So this is all for today. So tomorrow's class we will discuss. If any of the points we missed it, we'll discuss in tomorrow class.
Okay.
Uh,
Actually, can you send today's recording because I want to listen one more time?
okay, sure. I will send out. Okay, no issue.
Yeah, the program and today's recording you send, please.
Okay, okay, sure. I will send this program as well as recordings also. No issues.
Okay, okay. This recording, yeah.
Okay, Pawan. Uh,
See, actually, what while listening, it is appearing that it is easy only. But while if I have to write on my own, then that is the difficult thing.
yes, yes. So we have a concept called this keyword concept we have.
Mm-hmm.
We will discuss it in tomorrow class. We will discuss it in tomorrow class. Okay.
Okay.
This keyword. After this keyword, we have concept called most important concept in entire Java programming, that is inheritance concept.
Inheritance. Okay. Yeah. Inheritance. Okay.
So inheritance concept we are going to discuss. Uh, After this keyword related things, we will discuss inheritance concept.
Okay. Okay.
And what are the different types of inheritance available in Java, and what is supported by the classes, what is not supported by our classes, why we are going for interfaces. So all the coming topics are very very important, like inheritance, polymorphism, interfaces, class, abstract class. So these are all the different topics we have. So we already discussed about class, object, differences, all those things, right?
Yeah.
So this is all about your constructors related concept. So do
Okay. Okay.
any questions on these different types of constructor which we have here? You go through the Java articles which is available in Google, and come back
Okay.
to me. You try to practice the programs, try to practice the concepts, try to analyze the things. Okay,
Okay.
I will share the recordings also.
Okay. Okay.
This is all for today. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.